This is actually perfect time to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
So this is Fabian, this is Frank, and there's also should be Daniel here, but he left yesterday. And I get to follow their journey because I speak good English and I speak good Russian.
Ukrainian. We come from InkuA, a German non-profit that reach out to several smaller non-profits in Ukraine to see how we could help.
Coming from Germany, we came here to meet a few local NGOs to identify the needs, what the people in Ukraine need, and how InkuA could potentially help them.
So InkuA is incubator accelerator, and we incubate talent and we accelerate projects to make the world a better place.
So this morning we're visiting a church and a chapel. As you guys all know that a lot of church and chapel has been destroyed in Ukraine during the war. And yeah, the reason we're here today is to talk with how you call the chapelman? So she told, кому она сказала, можно?
Императору Трояну.
The emperor of Troyanov.
Yeah.
She told him that Jesus has resurrected, and he said that he rather believed that the egg will turn red than Jesus has been resurrected. And in front of everyone, that egg has turned red.
Oh.
So so that's egg represents the resurrection of Jesus, and that's why there's a tradition to color the eggs on Easter in Orthodox.
Вообще за границей. Конечно, нарушен процесс учебный.
This is the place where they baptize the children. I grew up in Ukraine, where everybody follows the Orthodox Christianity here, but my family is Buddhist, and I actually learned religion studies in the UK. Christians religion studies, so I somewhat familiar with the traditions. This is much better than my school. So we just crashed a lesson.
Сьогодні всі школи, на жаль, навчаються в дистанційному режимі. І ця школа, яка створена при храмі, вона є дуже важливою для того, щоб діти могли спілкуватися, взаємодіяти. Тому що це дуже важливо. 2 роки ковіду, хвороби, вони не спілкувалися. І 1 рік майже війни дає свої такі негативні наслідки в спілкуванні, у взаємодії і взагалі у програмі.
Люди воюют между собой, и это очень-очень плохо.
Война – это когда призраки своими грязными языками ведут на убой множество солдат. Наверное, смерть.
Я думаю, что надо мириться, а не ссориться. Война – это повод для драки и для потеряния крови.
Из-за чего мы вообще поссорились, я сам не понимаю. И вот так.
Я тоже не понимаю.
Ну, надо мириться, потому что во всех войнах стадами силового мирились.
Odessa is a very multicultural city.
И в Одессе, вы знаете, Одессу можно
In Odessa, you can choose as an example of friendship and understanding. We love all nationalities, and we are very friendly.
Это очень прекрасный пример, как
It is really a great example how to live in peace.
Одесса это показывает.
Odessa is showing with humor and
делимся культурами, рецептами, традициями, и это прекрасно. И если бы мы все жили в мире так, было бы просто прекрасно.
You see how important the churches and the school are, and how it has affected a lot of children during this wartime. Because this is the place where they learn, this is the place where they pray. And a lot of the churches and the school in the country has been destroyed since February, since the Russians started attacking. I only realized how important the church and the school is, like the magnitude that has been destroyed by the Russians. Like, it's really hard for the kids to learn as it is after the pandemic. But now, because of the war, they don't have a chance to learn in a safe place. I really admire the spirit of teachers who comes to school and teach every day. Even with the air sirens and the constant attacks, they still come to school. They still willing to teach. It's not normal because at any moment there could be an air siren or an actual attack. So their learning process is compromised. This school is doing their best because there's lots of requests from parents to give the kids education, and they're willing to basically risk it all so that there could be a future for their kids. I cannot believe that someone can decide just to shoot a church or a school just like that. I mean, these places are sacred. Yeah. Whenever you hear about the explosion of a church or school, think about how many kids has lost their place to learn and educate themselves in a safe way. I don't remember how many churches and schools have been hit or destroyed, but I will put the rough amount here. And it's really sad that obviously it happened, and I've only experienced the impact today when I saw the kids. Most of the time when you read about the school has been blown up and stuff like that, you don't really think that about the effect has on the students, right? Because as a student you go to school every day and you spend most of your time in school. So imagine you don't have that place anymore. You feel lost, unmotivated, obviously. And this is kind of the good example. The bad example is that you obviously don't have a place to even call home. So you lose your school and you lose your home, and where do you go? What do you do? The second home, basically.
Not necessarily like exploded, but if there's the risk of your child dying because of going to the school,
Yeah.
you as a parent would like for them to stay with you or near a shelter, or just move to another country and become refugees, like it happens to literally millions of people in Ukraine. And it's a reality that most of us living in Central European countries don't have to deal with, and I'm sure we can't even imagine. So now I'm much more determined to help and to do something, because I know them, I see them, I know that their dreams and their hopes are the same as us. We have to come here with resources, with help, with solutions to the problems.
Also, when we asked the kids today about the dreams and hopes, a lot of them just have like normal stuff, like
Obviously.
But when you ask the Russian kids, they have been so influenced by the propaganda, and the teachers has been telling them that we need to grow up and go and fight for our country and stuff like that. Like they've been putting that thought in their mind when they are kids. So you can see the difference between the Ukrainian education and the Russian education.
No kid said like, I want to go and fight for Ukraine, I want to become a soldier.
No one said that, because they
that.
all believe in a peaceful future. They all think that they have the normal future and they can go and do the normal stuff, like becoming a policeman, being a barista, and a lawyer. Comparing to the Russian education system, it's awful to see that they teaching kids like
to use guns. They started teaching.
Okay, then that's even worse than what I've been reading. Because I saw them teaching the kids like, this is our enemy, you should grow up and go and take back the land and stuff like that. Like they keep showing them the wrong history. Like there's history and they just kind of telling them lies. So the kids growing up thinking that Ukraine has stolen this land that belongs to Russia and we should grow up and take it back, basically. So they are trying to create another army to fight in the future. Like how sick is that? Like how ill can you be to influence that on a kid?
And also how I was when I saw the news about that they are training kids at school to become soldiers or to know how to use weapons, whatever. How long do they think they're gonna be fighting? Like 10 years more?
Hello, this is Fabian and Frank. We are going to make my cake shop.
Whenever I go somewhere, I always get croissant. And I'm not really addicted to croissants, but I always order croissants. No! Wait, like this. We We came to another school, but there's no electricity because this one is in city center and the whole city center is in a blackout right now.
Teachers are the real, well, are incredible heroes during this conflict. You're coming here, risking your lives to try to give children like a normal upbringing, and this is great for their mental health. And yeah, that's why we think that you are the real heroes, and nobody is talking about this right now in the media.
Well, yeah, it's hard for me to understand myself as a hero because, yeah, that would be, yeah, but I think that also heroes are children that are coming here.
So this is the bomb shelf in one of the school, and as you can see, they prepare everything. That they have water, they have medicine, and sometimes the kids have to stay here for many hours. We just finished interview with the art students in this art school, which conveniently really close to my place. I did not know that this is the art school. I would have come here to learn my design skills. Very insightful interview, and I'm not sure how to react because everything they say I can relate, but I am surprised how at such a young age they can have these mature thoughts. Obviously the situation make them think about these horrible things as in survival and getting used to new life and being in constant danger and stuff like that. So I am impressed by the maturity at such young age. Зашли в школу. А почему я говорю на русском? So this is the stage? No, this is the status of the normal high school in Ukraine. As you can see, this is a bag with sand, so if the missile hit, it won't do too much damage. We're in a school, normal high school, and I just wanted to show you guys the stage with the windows and basically everything. Anyway, we at one of my favorite places, which is Langeron. Langeron is where you get all your pictures, beautiful, luxury pictures from. So yes, I'm gonna show you the spot. Usually a fountain here. Pew, pew. I keep telling my friends that I will have my wedding at the hotel at the end of this beach, but it's yet to happen. So beautiful. So yes, this is where you take your pictures. I will add the footage I had before, where all the birds are flying and stuff like that. It was really pretty. That's why here it is. Took the boys to the souvenir store. Сміливість зроблено в Україні. Why my Ukrainian sounds so like foreign? Зроблено в Україні. Keep calm and love Ukraine. Russian warship, you know where they go. This is famous dog that does the demining thinking called Patron. I'll leave his Insta here so that you guys can see how cute he is and how amazing he is at demining. So you know that I've been translating for you guys for this past week.
Yeah.
And something I've noticed that when you speak to someone who does not understand English, you're still being really polite and using all the right sentences, full sentences and stuff.
Yes.
My advice is that you just cut short your sentence so that the person could understand you better. Because I know that you're just being polite and saying all this stuff like, would you help me? So like they don't care because they don't understand.
But I think it's still okay. I think for you as a translator, you can just translate the content. But I think because I'm talking directly to the person,
it's
they will
one thing that you have me,
Yes.
but if I am not present, then the person you would just confuse the person, you know.
Yeah.
So instead of, for example, saying like, would you show me the way to the city center? You just say, where city center, please. That's it. That's all they need to know, you know? Because when you talk, you really say like full sentences and all the correct English that you're using.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that person does not understand you, so
Yeah.
your English grammar is not relevant here. You need to get something
Yes.
from that person.
Yes.
You say it short and to the point. If you're a tourist in, for example, Southeast Asia, where English is really, really hard for them to understand, like all they need from you is that what you want, not the polite part, like for sure.
Understand. Thanks, Ina.
Very Ukrainian. I need to explain a little more about the electricity situations.
The thing that I struggled most with was the uncertainty. If we would have known that we wouldn't have electricity for 2 days, I could live with it. We heard from some people that it might take 5 to 7 days.
This is the point of view from, let's say, tourist,
Yeah.
someone from not from here. And I will say my part as a local. We expected this, like we expected that we might lose electricity. I hear a lot of news that say that Ukrainians are struggling. They're going outrageous about this electricity problem. That is all lies. You're here with us. You see people, local people here. They not outrageous. They not mad about it. They accepted the fact. They accepted that fact, and they're trying to find a solution. So we're surviving, yes. But we accepted the electricity problem because this is one part of winning the war. Like you're not giving up, you're not surrendering, you're surviving to win the war in the long run. That's why I wanted to say this so that you understand that we are not mad about situation. We're just upset. Like we upset that we have to change our life. Also to repeat what the people from Kherson is saying, that we may not have electricity, we may not have connection, we may not have water, but at least we don't have Russians.